Well. Welcome everyone. Today we are going to tackle a new subject, which is a follow-up, as always, from a previous video that I did, which is about looking attractive. If you didn't see it, check it out in the description below. So, in the last video, we see that when we get out, the game is on. We need to perform. We need to be our best self, building what I called a big game, which makes you look as best as you could, but not but still being socially adapt and not awkward in terms of how you are dressed up. But that's the basis. Okay, and previously before that, we say, okay, to get girls in order also to build social life, the first thing you need to do is to get out and go talk to girls. So I have introduced the first step, which was taking care of how you look. And then, once that is done, this brings us to the topic of today. Okay, we get out of our apartment, of our house, the game is on. Now we need to be social, because as always, I'm starting with the assumption that you have no social life, you don't speak to anyone, and you have a very hard time with those things. You have kind of some kind of social anxiety. So I really like this aspect of doing one small step after another, so we can build up your skills from the ground up and master the social skill and so on. So at the end, after the multiple video I'm going to do, you will be able to go talk to any girl and to try to seduce her, or making friends and so on. So here you have it. We want to be social. Why does it matter? Being social is an habit. You probably have seen in your life, in your friends or families, one people that is always social. You don't know how he does this or she, but they always find a way to go talk with people all the time, and they don't even realize they are doing it, but they are doing it. They just go talk to people, and this is just becoming an habit for them. This is just for them, just the way things work. You talk to people. This is how social dynamics work, and they understand it on the deepest level. And this is probably what you are lacking, and what I was lacking. Understand that when we are with people, we need to be social, and so and getting into this daily habit of being social is really important, because if you are doing it as an habit, as something that you are not thinking about because you are just doing it every day, once you are doing it in a situation that matters to you, for instance, if you want to go and talk to a girl to seduce her, you have to be in a being social dynamic. And if this is something that is highly natural for you, that you have practiced and you are doing it every day, this is at least this is a trouble that you don't have to think about. So this brings me to the philosophy of being social. What does it mean actually to being social on the broader scale? What does it mean? This is primarily linked, I think, to the concept of small talks, where small talks, you are starting conversation, and depending on the if you want to engage in a discussion, a conversation, you can go beyond the small talk, but being social at its core, it's having small talk with people, generally speaking. Where, as I said, we get out of the house, game is on. So, what we want to do is engaging with people that you are discussing. If you go to the grocery with the cashier, you can just have a little small talk. And on your everyday, whenever an opportunity happens, also this is as you want, you will try to do this small talk and so on. You will become aware of the different opportunities that pass by in the day where you can be social. So the philosophy of small talk, a small talk is basically throwing something at someone and see how they react to it. And so there is different form of being social, which is the preferred way, which is the way you want to be, is more on the positive side. You are throwing something positive to someone. Like today when I went to the grocery, I said to the cashier, "How is your day going?" Just caring, and she responded really positively. She was surprised because people not usually are that social in those environment. And so if you want to have a positive dynamic, you are saying positive things or neutral. And what we don't want to do is actually leaving a negative impression, throwing things negative at people, because this is the definition of being an asshole. Being an asshole is basically being social with negative things to say to people, basically. So I think we agree that if you want to build a social life and being build relationship and so on, being an asshole is not necessarily the best things to do. I think we can agree on that. So our goal is to be social positively, positively, and being able to make people forget about the struggle of their life during this short period of time. You don't want to talk to them about some things that they are struggling with and so on. You want to... The reason why people are social in general, if you are not, that's okay, but it's important to understand why people are social in general, is because, generally speaking, on average, for the vast majority of people, life is tough. It's difficult, and there is a lot of struggle and so on. And being social with people allow people to actually just forget about all of those things. That's why it's called small talk, because we want to have very light talk that allow us to forget about our struggles, basically. And I understand that a lot of people think that this is because small talk are meaningless and they don't provide any value. Yes, they does provide value. They provide a value of just relieving yourself from your day-to-day burden and struggles. So if you understand that, you understand also if you are going to initiate a small talk with someone, it's about making them forget about their struggles, their day-to-day life and so on. They want to... Yes, basically, this is that. And so now that we get the philosophy of small talk, why it's important, let's talk about how we do it. and 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 also, how do we know that the person that we are throwing our small talk to is responding positively or not? Because here I'm talking really about day-to-day people. It can be man or woman, it doesn't matter, but it's not like you're going to cold approach a woman and so on, because there is subtleties that come with it that we will talk later. Really, here the idea is just getting the base skill of small talk down, so you master it, and every day when you get out of your apartment, of your house, you are able to do this small talk very easily and naturally. And this is really important, that you master that, and that you don't move on to the next steps, the next videos I'm going to do, as long as you are not comfortable already with these small talks that you can do every day. So the first thing in this process is spotting the opportunities. You will see, you will have some kind of interaction, even though some will be less obvious than others. But basically, each time where you pass near someone, you can initiate a small talk. This is the idea. If you are talking to that person for some specific reason due to where you are, this is a small talk opportunity also. So when you spot this opportunity, you just need to say something, throw something at them that is, I'm going at the end talk about the different subject, but that is related to the situation or the day and so on. And but depending on how well you know the person, you will adapt what you are going to say to them. And just wait for their response. Generally speaking, what is going to happen is a small talk can be just like that. You are saying something, they respond, and that's over. Okay, and that's fine. You've been social because you are the ones that have initiated the dynamic. So you have put the effort of being social. And if you just say something, the person respond in some way. It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. You've got the job done. This is really important. The metric of success is just you saying something to someone. That's it. And if you can count the number of time each time you get out of your apartment, of your house, and how many times you say something to someone, this is your metric of success. If you can do it at least one time every time you get out, that's awesome. That's really awesome. So this is really what you need, because this is the 80% of the work, basically. Spotting the opportunity and being able to say something to someone. You've done 80% of the work. So I spent a bit of time, sorry, on that, but this is really the crux of the matter. This is really what is important. The ability to just come and say something to someone. Spotting that opportunity. So then, okay, you said something to that person. This person, usually it's extremely rare that the person just ignore you. That can happen, but they will respond something, and either it's going to be positive, neutral, or negative. So I want to address first the negative aspect. So if the person just ignore you, or is just responding what you want, basically, or I don't want to talk to you. And what is really important about this reaction is it is in the common knowledge of people to be social with other people. So if a person responds like that, it's not about you. It's about them and the fact that they are just something else on their mind that just prevent them from being normal like other people and just respond to someone that try to be social. you need to understand that being social is the norm. If someone rejects you, if you are just making a small talk and don't expect anything to go on to a conversation and so on, they are the ones that are not normal. They are the ones that are making a mistake in this abstract contract of society of being social. Okay, so this has nothing to do with you. So then you have two different cases. One, the person just responding normally, okay, but they don't pile up on what you've said. And generally, it just means, okay, nice, I'm just responding to you, and we are done, and that's fine. This is most generally speaking, this is what you're gonna get. I'm starting the conversation, the person is responding and making and conforming to the social contract of being social, and that's it. Okay, fine. We agree on that. But sometimes, and this is where you see that actually people want to be social, you say something, and if they appreciate what you say, and we come back to being positive, trying to make them forget about the struggle of their life, if you are able to do that, usually they will respond to what you said and then say something else as an opportunity for you to respond to them. And this means this is a message that say, oh, that's fine. I'm happy that you are trying to be social with me, and I'm rewarding you with some kind of social attention. This is basically what it's saying. So, and if the person does that, you whatever they say, you respond positively. It doesn't matter if the person say, oh, this morning I've killed a little dog and this is the happiest day of my life. You just say, oh, that's interesting. Have a good day. Okay, so you are, because the small talk here, that's it. I mean, once the person have answered you react something and you're done. You move on. This is the end of the small talk. If this is someone that you don't know, and we will see different cases just after of some people, if you know them a little bit more, you can go on to have a bit more back and forth, but this is the idea. So if the person throws something at you back, this is highly positive. This means the person appreciates the fact that you're trying to be social with them, and so you respond something positively, and then that's over. That's over. You move on. You've been social and you succeedly manage the social contract, basically. So now that we see about the process, let's speak about the limit, because when we are on this dynamic of being social and just having some small talk with people, we have to yes, there is a limit of the small talk. As I said, you say something, the person responds, and then they throw back something at you and you respond, and that's over. This is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2, 3. Basically. So 1, 2, 3. Yes. So that's usually the limit. But you can, if the feeling is really good with that person, or if you already know that person from the past and so on, and you already have some small talk, you can go up to 4 or 5 back and forth. But you really need to set the limit here, because after that you are entering in discussion and conversation territory, and the laws that are applied in this situation are completely different. the dynamic is completely different, and we will talk about it in another video. But you really need to understand that past this 3 to 5 back and forth, you enter in a new area of discussion, a new area, and this area have different rules. So first of all, this video is about mastering the small talk. This is about you go talk to people, you do just 1, 2, 3, and you're done. That's it. And if you feel that the person just want to get a little bit more to so on, you can do one more, but that's it. You move on. You move on, basically. And so if you know the person, you already know the person and so on, you can go. So the limit is more around 5. Yeah, that's okay. If you know really well the person, because you will see, which bring me to the other subject with the different subject to talk about. Of course, if you know really well the person, you are going to ask them more a personal question, and usually those questions, even though that's still small talk, even that's really borderline to discussion, but this personal question can have multiple back and forth just to get to the bottom of them. So, and that's still small talk. That's why. But yes, generally speaking, the less you know a person, the shorter the small talk should be, and the more you know them, the longer it can be. It doesn't have to be. It can. I mean, you can really have just a really small talk, 1, 2, 3, with someone that you really know well. But it can sometimes go a bit longer. So in terms of subject, it's going to depend on the person you are talking to, because of course, the more you know that person, the more intimate and more deep the question can be. Because being social at its core, it's create connection with people. And basically, if you start with someone you never met, you initiate this small talk. This small talk create a little connection with that person. Nothing big, but a little one. And then the next time you see them, you can go a little bit further, because you already have created this little connection, and further and further and further. Each time you encounter you meet them, you can go deeper and deeper and have more and more longer small talks, and also maybe start deeper conversation on the future. So we can class this in 3 categories. Basically, you have the level 0, where you don't know absolutely the person, and yes, you can start small talk with people that you absolutely don't know, but those are really general. You need to keep the topic as general as possible, as socially informed as possible. I mean, you can talk about the things that is related to everyone. Generally speaking, the subjects that you choose are subjects that both of you can relate to, so you can create this connection. But of course, a person that you don't know, so that you don't already have a connection with, you need to stay really high level. Yeah, like how's your day is going, just caring about them, generally speaking. The weather, the situation, if there is some major political event, or I don't know, things like that, but are very general, that you are sure basically that the person have an answer to. Because the last thing you want is throwing something at someone that the person has no answer to, and this is going to be very awkward. So whether the situation you are in, just caring about them, how's your day going, and so on. Then you have the level 1, which is people that you kind of know, that are more closer, or that you have already met a few times and so on. Well, there you can start, if you already have some discussion with them and you know their interest, you can start talking about art, entertainment, sport, all of these things that we know people like to watch, spend time on it. But still, you see, this is very light, heavy talk. This is yes. Have you seen the match yesterday and so on? Just little back and forth, really heavy. We come back to the philosophy of the small talk, which is about making people forget about the struggle, having a little bit of time out of the earth, basically, spiritually speaking. So yeah, sport, art, entertainment. This can be movie, TV show, popular Western music, books. You can go on and on. Just yes. And then we go deeper. Okay, this is small talk that you have with people that you are very close, your friends, your family, your colleague at work, and so on. And so here you can go a bit more personal, like tackling the family subjects, how your kids are doing, and so on, about their work, but more about positive things. I mean, like if you're talking to your colleague or someone in your family or your friend about their work, is, oh, you talked me about this project last time, how it is going. Basically, if you know that this subject is positive because they were enjoying starting this project, this is a good idea to start to just have a little small talk about it, and it's going to the person, if actually this is going well, the person is going to respond positively. Oh yes, going pretty well, things moving forward. I'm really happy with that, and you just answer, okay, fine, great, and you move on. That's it. Small talk done. You've done a great job. So work, travel, hobbies. Yes, celebrity gossip if you are into something like that, even though I think that's completely worthless, but I still have to learn a lot about small talk, me too. So yes, here you have it. You have your different subjects, but the last one I told you were more really subjects that are related to people you already have created a connection with. And also there is this idea of variety, where at the beginning, don't bother about that. Just go and initiate small talk with people. Just do it. Just take the habit of doing it all the time. Engaging is those small talk. But as you build this habit, you will see that it's also fine to just change subject from time to time, speaking about different things with people. But I mean, if this is someone that you have never met before, and just the first time you see that person, having some go-to lines, that's okay. That's okay. You can do it. So yes, I think we got everything covered. So just to finish, remind you, just to remember, being social matters on your day-to-day life to build a habit of doing it, to just being spontaneous and natural about it. Because if you are not already doing it when things doesn't matter, when things do matter, you will struggle with it. And when you are trying to seduce women, or even talking with people, it can be broader than that. I mean, doing some presentation at your work and so on. This is kind of socialization. This is kind of being social. You're talking to people. And if you already get used to initiate conversation and talking with people, this is something that you don't have to worry about, because those situations where being social matters, you generally have a lot of other things to think about, and removing this burden of lacking the habit of being social will be a huge relief. So I really engage you to do that. To, as I said, when you get out, game is on, you're on your big game, and then throw stuff at people, initiate small talks, 1, 2, 3, and then you are done. And if the person is responding well and give you an opportunity to give something back, do it. And this is really, mastering the small talk is really about two things: spotting the opportunities that people are giving you, because they are giving you opportunity whether or not you are aware of it. And second, it's talking. It's just talking. So spot the opportunity and throw stuff at people just to talk, and that's it. You're done. You've done a great job. So in the next video, we will see on the transition, mostly the transition from small talk to a conversation, and see what the different rule apply when you're having a conversation with people and so on. Because, as I said, I'm focused here on giving you the one small steps after another to get you where you want to be. And primarily, if you want to the ultimate goal, if you see the playlist, the ultimate goal is to find someone, fall in love, and build a family, and have a really happy and healthy social life. This is the ultimate goal. But there is a lot of small steps, and I want to give you the smallest one, each one, so you can get there. And yes, having a conversation with people, independent of the situation of social dynamic, of not social dynamic, but romantic dynamics, where you are trying to seduce a person and so on, is really important. So first we master the small talk, then we master the conversation, and then we will be able to move on to try to get the girls, or the man if you're a woman. But yeah, removing social anxiety. If you have social anxiety, this is really just because you are not used to being social. And of course, if you are trying to do things that matters to you in terms of social skill, in terms of being social, finding friend or a partner, but you don't have your basic skill first down, you will experience tremendous amount of social anxiety. No question about it. So I think you get it. I need to stop rambling. So master this small talk. That's important. And then once it's done, you will move on to the next video. So thanks for watching. Subscribe, like the video, and see you next time.